Hello trainers, Neto here, and today we're diving into Willpower Cup. Willpower Cup is allowing access to psychics, darks and fighters, which are all gonna be competing with each other into an endless typing circle here, with the ban being only on Gardevoir. With Gardevoir out of the way, you might think that Charm is not gonna be in play. However, you guessed wrong. We're gonna have 3 Charmers here on the faces of Latias, Galate and Liepard, which are all gonna be pretty meta relevant to be honest, and can pressure the entire meta easily. We're gonna see together my top 4 team recommendations, and we're gonna check together that core breaker for each team, what you should be afraid of, but also what you are strong against too, so that you can have a clearer version of what is expecting you towards your first battles, and you can have the upper hand against your opponent. So now, without any further ado, let's dive into the first team showcase. We are starting off with the first team showcase. We're gonna have a Medicham line. Medicham is gonna be a familiar face from Open Great League, so it makes no surprise at all to meet it here, where it is gonna be a pretty cool pick as well. Just consider using counter and ice punch, and as your second move, I really recommend using dynamic punch, because it's gonna help you a lot against other fighters, or even go pretty hard on those dark types which are gonna be all over the meta, and especially the Mandibuzz. Speaking of Mandibuzz, we're gonna have a Mandibuzz of our own on this unique team and strong team line. We're gonna have Mandibuzz as a closer, with Air Slash being the preferable fast attack over that Snarl. Air Slash can help you a lot against other dark types, especially the Mirror, against the fighters, and against Psychic it is gonna be pretty neutral while providing some decent amount of energy. Foul Play and RLAs are gonna be your main charge attacks. As a safe switch, I really like the Galane Rapidash, because I made this Pokemon back at Psychic Cup, and to be honest, back there it was pretty much a beast. Here you're gonna need it as a safe switch as well, with Fairy Wind and Body Slam, but instead of Mega Horn I recommend using that Play Rough, which is gonna help you a lot against other dark types. Core breaker of the team, none other than Alola Raichu, because this Pokemon can apply a lot of pressure, but still with a little bit of synergy between the individual picks here, you're gonna see that in no time you can take care even against that Alolan Raichu. From the Alolan Raichu as a core breaker, we move into the next team recommendation with Alola Raichu as a leader. So Alola Raichu is gonna be a Pokemon that can rely a lot on its moveset to deal a lot of damage. Its typing and its bulk will not help it at all, because it is really bad to be honest, but overall those electric moves, especially with the Volt Switch being a strong offensive fast attack, will help you a lot with the energy gain as well, reaching to those wild charges pretty fast, while Thunder Punch can be an even spammier option than wild charge when you're using a Volt Switch version of Alola Raichu. At the back we have the Hisuian Quillfish, which can be used as a safe switch, and this Pokemon can apply a lot of pressure with its charge attacks. Poison Sting will get you there pretty fast, while you can charge up your Aqua Tail for sure, and as a second move I really recommend using either Ice Beam or Shadow Ball. Dark Pulse will not help you a lot, while Shadow Ball can be used against other Psychic type Pokemon, or you can use Ice Beam for that Mandibuzz matchup, since that Pokemon is gonna be a flyer, therefore weak to the ice moves. As a closer, we got the Hakamo as a dragon type closer. This Pokemon is afraid a lot of those Charmers, but other than that it has play against anything else, especially with its dragon typing and its moveset. Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw are gonna be your main priority, while Brick Break will help you a lot against Umbreons and other dark type Pokemon. The core breaker of this line is gonna be Claydol, because with Mud Slap it can threat not only the front line with your Raichu, but also the back line with Hisuian Quillfish. The in-between Pokemon there, that Hakamo, is gonna have a pretty even matchup against Claydol, so that's why Claydol is gonna be one of the core breakers for this line, but with a little bit of synergy and perhaps Grass Knot on Alola Raichu, you will be fine against Claydol with this particular line of 3. 3. Moving into the next one now with the Skuntank up on the lead. Skuntank is gonna be a Pokemon that as a Shadow will provide even more pressure with its poison jabs. Also, as a moveset, you can carry either Crunch or Sludge Bomb, but keep in mind that Flamethrower can be a really nice move to use as well. You cannot trust me on my battle here because I'm not having Flamethrower, but to be honest, if you have Flamethrower, just go for it. You are not gonna regret it. Perhaps Sludge Bomb might be a little bit of overreacting against the meta because Crunch and that Flamethrower can help you a lot against anything. Closer of the team is gonna be Malamar. This Pokemon is gonna be used with Foul Play and Superpower, but as you can see here, I'm not running Superpower at all. I am using Foul Play and Hyper Beam, which is gonna be a pretty neat surprise for the opponent. Hyper Beam is gonna deal so much damage to the enemy, they are not gonna expect it for sure. They are gonna expect a double Superpower or a double Foul Play, and then you hit them with the Hyper Beam while they have the shields, and that can be pretty awesome even against a tanky Pokemon like Mantipas or Umbreon. Safe switch of the team is gonna be Sableye, but to be honest, it will not be used that much as a safe switch. You already have a very safe lead on the face of Skuntank, and that's all. You are gonna use a return on your Sableye because you want to make it useful for sure. Core breaker of the team for this line is gonna be of course Zweilous because it has a lot of good matchups against those three Pokemon, and only Skuntank can fairly good beat it down. But if you have a Shadow version of Skuntank, well, you're gonna take even more damage from those Dragon Breaths. Other than that, I think you're gonna be fine against the entire meta of Willpower Cup. Final team recommendation, trainers, with a Deoxys upon the lead, followed up by Drapion, perhaps on a Shadow form if you have one. If you do not, just go with the regular one. And as a closer, once again, we're gonna see the Mantipas. This Pokemon is gonna be pretty amazing, pretty bulky. It can take the hits while delivering a lot of pressure against the enemy. Your Air Slashes can help a lot. I repeat, you do not need Snarl for this cap. Just go with the Air Slash and you're gonna be just fine. And of course, that second move of yours can be either Aerial Ace or Shadow Ball, but I prefer Aerial Ace because of the mirror match. As a leader, we have Deoxys, and Deoxys is gonna be one of the few Psychic types Pokemon that is gonna have play against the Dark types. Counters can help a lot against the Dark types. And of course, you have Thunderbolt or even a Rock Slide to threat down that enemy Mantipas. If you happen to face a Mantipas up on the lead, you have a chance to beat it down with those Rock Slides, while your counters are not gonna be resisted, but instead they're gonna deal neutral damage, which is pretty handy towards the end game of your battle. Deoxys can even beat down a whole Mantipas, which is a huge deal for the current meta of Willpower Cup, and will give you access to a safer environment to bring your Drapion into play and start sweeping the entire match with your Mantipas. Safe switch of the team, as we have already said and you are already seeing, is gonna be the Shadow Drapion. Now, if you have a regular Drapion, I think you're gonna be just fine, okay? But with Shadow Drapion, it will give you access to some really unique two shots throughout the entire game. One of my favorites is that Medicham matchup. Double Crunch is always the dream. You might not want to have Aqua Tail for this cap. Sludge Bomb can help a lot against certain threats, and because you're playing this Pokemon as a safe option, perhaps you are gonna encounter a lot of those Galarian Rapidashes out there. Core breaker of this line, well, you're gonna have to trust that Umbreon. Umbreon is gonna apply so much pressure up on the lead, and at the back being pretty neutral with Last Resort. Other than that though, I think you're gonna be fine against the entire meta of Willpower Cup, and to be honest, even against Deoxys, the Umbreon can get hurt by those counters. And that's all, trainers! Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you have the willpower to support even more my channel, well, the join button is made just for you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers. Choo choo choo.